it can even be synonymous to Dota. It's not enough to know what's wrong with you. It's not enough to know your issues. You have to choose to do something different, choose to do something else. What I mean by that is, even if you know all your issues, I remember before in my years, like maybe a few years ago, I said my issue is this, my issue is this. I have this need for validation. That's my problem. That's my problem here. I get kalat. I get this, or it's not enough to know your issues. Knowing your issues is one step, but even if you know all your issues and you know how to fix them, it won't matter if you don't do something else. You have to choose to do something else. Or even if, let's say, you have to choose to feel or do something else. That for me has been solid advice. Sometimes I get depressed or I get all of these things, or I'm very reflective. I'm like, my problem is this, my problem is this, my problem is this. That's my problem, and I know it. And even if I'm honest with self, if I don't do anything different, it's just gonna be you're just gonna be self-aware of your problems. It's kind of like Dota. You know you need to push lanes. You know you need to get the towers. You know you need to get your carry farmed, or you know you need to last hit creep. Like, I know why I'm losing because I'm not pushing lanes and I'm not getting objectives, or I'm not getting towers. You know it, but you're not doing it. I know exactly why I'm losing, but you're not doing anything. It's so funny. Just that little thing. I'm just gonna start doing this. It was a really big difference for me because I'm the type that says I know what my problem is. Doesn't mean anything if you won't do something to fix it. Exactly. Sometimes, but the first step is to know what your problem is. You're just like, okay, this is my problem. This is my problem. That's the thing. But sometimes, even if you know your problem, this is something that I learned the hard way because I always wanted to figure out. What I always did is I always wanted to figure out what was wrong with me, and I always thought about why is it because when you were a child, your parents did this, and this is how it affected you, and that's why you're like this. And I like psychology. I like connecting it. Me and my wife are very similar, and I was like, this is what's wrong with me. I know what I'm like this. It stems from these core issues. You know what I found out? Even if I knew exactly what was wrong with me, it meant nothing when I didn't choose to do something different or even choose to feel something different. If not, you're just self-aware of your own problems, but you don't do anything. You're like, if you have a wound, you have to treat it, right? If you just say I have a wound, it's just there. You're not doing anything. That for me has been something that I realize it's not more about knowing your problem, it's about doing the solution or doing the opposite. Even just doing it and not thinking about it so much. Honestly, it's amazing if you just try to do something different. And even if you fail, you're just like, okay. Of course, it's great to be self aware. Of course, it's great to know your problems. But I swear, I'm someone who wanted to analyze everything about myself just to know what was wrong with me so that I can do my issue, to deal with my issues. But it didn't really do much. I was just aware, yeah, this is exactly what my problem. I even tell people, ganito kasi ako, ganito kasi ako, ganito kasi ako. But I didn't change until I chose to do something different. It's such a simple thing, but promise, try lang one little thing. Just try to do something different and see how it affects you. So, I mean, that's like one advice I think that has helped me over the years and was a big realization because before I was all about just trying to figure out, okay, you know what? What's wrong with me? Bakit kaya ako nito? And that's really important too. But the problem is, that wasn't enough to fix the problem. When you found out, oh, this is it. What I realized, it's not even about stopping what's wrong with you. Here's my thing. It's not even about stopping what's wrong with you. It's about doing the opposite or the opposite thing of what's getting you into trouble. Just doing something different. It's not about what's stopping you. It's doing the solution. So when you're focusing, ay ganito kasi ako, I have to stop myself from doing this. I have to stop myself from doing this. It's not as effective in my experience as opposed to gagawin ko to. I'm gonna gagawin ko to. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. That's it. Just I mean, I hope that's useful, but based on your situation, Furanchisu. But in general, that's what I realize. Like, I mean, if you know you need to push lanes, but you don't push lanes, you're not still losing. You know what I mean? So you just have to do it. Like, even if you know what you need to do, but you don't do it, same thing's gonna happen, man. You're just gonna be self-aware of why things are, you're just gonna be self-aware of why things are that way. I mean, why your situation is that way, but you just have to do something different. I hope that helps. And if you know why you're failing, if you're honest with yourself, then you know the reason, then you'll be a step closer to doing what you need to do to not get bad grades. You just have to do it, man. You just have to do it. Try just focusing on the solution and see what happens. Just try it. Just try it for a week. See the difference. Okay, this is the difference when I'm focusing, when I'm doing something. This is the difference when I'm just thinking of the problem. It might help, buddy.